It's about what it is that you do. Please speak a little bit louder. Relax. I'm not sure how we're going to work with your guitar because I would like you to play a little bit on it. So we will most probably go into we'll play a whole one. You understand? Those are yours.
It's a video for your information.
No, it's a video. How is it doing? How is it doing? Finally, so can I give you a list of what I want? Can I put in my shopping list?
Set it in.
No, actually my friend please. No, I don't want the Bentley. I want okay, I'm not sure how much you feel about the video. It looks at it just a minute. Let's go. That's Olamide Timothy's music.
Yeah.
Olamide, yet again, welcome.
Thank you.
Let's start off with who Olamide Timothy is.
Okay. Yes, I'm a musician, artist, composer, arranger, and educator.
Educator.
Yeah.
So Mr. Marani was talking, you were focusing.
Yeah, I was listening like, hey, be careful there.
That's my field. All right.
Yeah.
And how did you, when and how did you get into the music?
Okay, I started music at a very early age in church, most of us. And there we have to play what you see, anything available. And we've got a lot of instruments then. My mother used to tell me that I was about 6 years and I would just cry to play anything. And when I get into the choir, what do you call it, barricade, and I would just want to play something, maybe the big instrument, and the big guys would just be there and they'd be like, hey, no, you can play that. And I'll be like, no, come on, I won't do it.
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah.
Mostly, I wouldn't be allowed to. I'll just pick some of the little instruments, which later became useful to me because I can play a lot of percussion instrument and a lot of instrument as regards to that because it's anything available you will have to pick up and play and you have to fit into the music.
Okay.
And
so it's not a matter of, okay, I only play the guitar,
No.
so therefore I will stick with the guitar.
No, where I came from, it doesn't happen like that.
Where do you come from?
Okay, I'm from Lagos, Nigeria. And we stay in right in center Lagos. And the church where I grew, my mom is from another state. But my father they're from the same state, actually, but the forefathers settled in Lagos. And we were born in Lagos. My father was born in Lagos. And we grew up like that in Lagos.
Yeah.
And my mother used to, she works with the government. She's late now. My dad is late now. And my father was a civil engineer, and he's got his business, and he loved music too much.
Yeah.
And right there in the house, we've got these loads of LPs playing, and the music would just be all over. Mostly on weekends, from Friday evening, Saturday, Sunday. You just hear my dad playing some nice music in the house, and which really influenced me. I mean, talking about the likes of Fela Kuti's, the major Nigerian musicians there, the King Sunny Ades, and I mean, those were music that I grew up with.
Yeah.
And you will just hear this music all over, and when it stops playing, it keeps ringing right there in your head.
Of course.
The second day, the third day, you still, I mean, so anytime I'm playing instruments or anything, I just want to play something I heard in the album. Like, oh, I heard this thing. Okay, maybe I'm playing the bongos at a particular time. I'll be like, okay, in this song here, this music, the bongo sounds like this. I don't care whatever they're singing. I want to play song here, this bongo in this music.
Yeah. And then which instruments do you play?
Okay, my major instruments, my primary instrument is bass, and which I eventually had to learn. I was a drummer. I was known to be a drummer for a long time, and a friend of mine gave me a cassette, the small cassette then, and he wanted me to listen
South
to
African English would be a cassette.
a cassette. See. Yes, my brother.
That's the one.
Yeah. So he gave me a cassette. Who is a bass player? He was a bass player then, and he gave me this cassette, and he said I must listen to the drummer, which was Vinny Colauta on the drums, and it was the Richard Bonner's album, and I was like, okay, I'll listen to the drummer.
Yeah.
But the moment I put this cassette in there, and I just heard this crazy bass player. I was like, who is this guy? Is this a bass? No, it can be. This can be bass.
Yeah.
And the guy said, yeah. And I was supposed to be listening to the drums. I said, no.
Forget the drums.
No, I like the bass. I never had bass. I never had any bass sounds like this before. So I tried to learn everything on that album. I mean, I played almost everything over and over. And I actually started learning bass. It's funny. I've got a lot of musicians, bass players around me. And what I actually do is I learn a lot by saying, if I see you do a thing, I can just do it.
Okay.
That's where I am. And I would just listen to these guys play something, and afterwards I would look at the fingers while I'm playing the drums, and I'll be busy looking if something interests me, even if it's the piano.
Yeah.
I'll just be like, okay, what's that? Then after the whole session, I'll just go to that same instrument, and I'll just try to be like,
To
okay,
repeat the whole
the
thing.
whole thing, because I can still remember the same
wow.
picture. So yeah,
And
that's
then you would reproduce the sound.
the sound like that.
That is brilliant.
That's what I can thank God for.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So how many instruments do you play after all?
Okay, what I can remember now is I play the bass, I play the drums, I play the piano, I play the guitar. Percussions, I wouldn't say I can play any until I see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all of the percussions you rock.
The ones I've seen.
The ones that you...
Yeah.
So now, Olamide, tell me,
Yeah.
this young man all the way in Nigeria, Lagos, and he's a musician, interest in music. Did you study music?
Yes, I did music in the university,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a scholarship to Berkeley College of Music. I couldn't finish because I was given a part scholarship, and the students to still pay this amount of dollars. I started, and I was like, hey, I'm not gonna get this money.
Yeah.
So I left, but my professor still said like, hey, tomorrow you're still gonna come back here. I said, no, but we're still in contact. Anytime I visit the US, I still visit the school, and we're still much in contact. I still talk to them.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And then now, how did you land in Polokwane? Because I mean, you would imagine that a musician of your caliber would actually choose to settle in Johannesburg or Cape Town. I see you're pulling your face, and I'm happy about it because it means Polokwane is the best.
Yes, I love this city. You know what I'm saying?
Why
Okay.
Polokwane?
All right. Basically, the first thing that brought me to this country was when I don't know if you know about it. There's a youth orchestra around there.
Yes, the Limpopo
The
Youth
li- yeah.
Orchestra. Yes.
Yes, I came here first with a group of 7 guys. In as much I enjoy playing, I discovered I love teaching, because the good thing is, if you know exactly what you're doing, be it theoretically, if you can practicalize it, and if you've got your own approach that you've learned it with, it's easier for you to teach, because it's not actually what is in the book now. It is
It's the skill.
is the skill, and you have a better approach to teach
Yes.
that. So I enjoy teaching as well. So when the owner of the orchestra contacted me, I used to work at the symphony orchestra down in Lagos, Monson Symphony Orchestra. I was playing the opera bass there, and she said they've got some kids around there, and they're trying to develop them And Polokwane, it's a rural area, and musicians doesn't want to come, and they just come and they leave. They couldn't have teachers, and if we could just have a group of 7, 8 guys. So we all came around, and we were teaching these guys for a while, and came up, and they developed to an extent, and I wrote some of their music. I began to conduct the orchestra and arrange. They released an album, had a few tours around the album, and later on, we had to move different ways. We're still in nice contact. We still talk, but not just. I just move on to something else now. So basically now, I've been in Polokwane, and one thing I love is Polokwane. It's a relaxed city. Yes. I mean, if you're coming from Lagos, I mean, you know what I mean. If you've been to Lagos, Lagos is New York. So
I haven't been to Lagos, but I see Lagos.
Yes, you know what I mean. So if you can't give me that energy, so just let me lie down. Let me just relax and give me that low. Yes. Now, what I realize is Polokwane is a nice city, and I've seen the hunger for good music. I mean, wherever I perform, people will be like, "Oh, really? In Polokwane? This, that." And you could see that a lot of people want more like that, quality music like that. I would prefer to explore the city in terms of nice arranging, good concerts around, rather than go. I go to Joburg for gigs, for recording sessions and stuff, but I rather make this a base and have music all around, build nice audience, just make people happy, because that's the ultimate thing. That's why we're musicians.
I'm actually happy that I see you brought your guitar with you. It's exactly 15 minutes before 9, and I do hope that after the break, you're going to be playing something for us.
You want me to play?
Of course, we want you to play. Why would you be here and not play? Sugar. 15 minutes before 9, it is Energy Conversations with me, Lethabo Ramokgopa, on Energy FM 102.1, the pulse of the city. In studio right now, we're here reviewing Olamide Timothy's music and his art, and who is a Limpopo artist based right here in Polokwane, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. We will continue with our conversation after the break.
The City Drive.
Hook up your guitar. What's gonna happen? You're gonna need a mic. So are we gonna be able to hear it?
The process of writing the song.
We can't.
You can't plug in anything here.
No.
Oi.
Let me see.
Ah, it's too heavy. Yeah, let me stop.